Welcome back. Today we are going to explore boundaries part 2. And we're talking about how to protect your peace. In our last episode, we talked about the importance of setting boundaries, how they help protect your time, energy, and emotional health. But here's the thing, setting boundaries is only the first step. The real challenge comes when it's time to actually enforce them. Today, we're diving into boundaries part 2, learning how to stand firm without guilt, how to respond when people test your limits, and why protecting your peace is worth it. Anytime you create a boundary, expect it to be tested. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may resist when you finally put them in place. That doesn't mean your boundary is wrong. It means it's working. For example, if you've decided not to answer work calls after 7 p.m. so you can be present with your family, the first time you don't pick up, someone might push back. That's normal. Boundaries reveal who respects your limits and who only respects their access to you. One of the hardest parts of boundaries is the guilt. You may feel like you're letting people down, being selfish, or not being Christian enough. But here's the truth. Jesus himself had boundaries. Luke 5:16 says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Even Jesus stepped away from the crowds, even from people with needs, to take care of his soul and stay connected to the Father. If Jesus needed boundaries, so do we. Boundaries are not selfish. They're stewardship. They allow you to give from a place of fullness and not depletion. So how do you hold your boundaries without backing down? Be clear and consistent. If your boundary is "I don't loan money," say it kindly but firmly, and don't make exceptions out of guilt. One boundary that my dad has always taught me is, if you can't afford to lose that money, don't give it out. Because most times when you give that money out, you may not receive it back. So that has been a clear boundary in my life, and I hold on to that. Communicate with love and not apology. "I'm not available tonight, but I'd love to connect another day," is a boundary without being harsh. Expect resistance and not approval. Boundaries are for your health, not for other people's comfort. Remember, people may not like your boundaries, but they will learn to respect them over time if you stay consistent. Once you get past the discomfort, boundaries lead to blessings. They give you more peace, healthier relationships, and the ability to prioritize what matters most. Proverbs 4:23 says, "Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it." When you set boundaries, you're guarding your heart. You're creating space for God's voice, for rest, for growth, and for authentic connection. And the right people, the ones who truly love you, will honor those boundaries and not fight against them. So here's today's reflection. Where have I set boundaries but struggled to enforce them? What's one small step I can take this week to stand firm without guilt? Remember, boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're gates that help you decide what comes in and what stays out. Protecting your peace isn't just wise, it's biblical. And if you'd like to go deeper and work on boundaries in your own life, I'd love to walk alongside you. You can connect with me at www.higherelevationcoach.com. Thank you for joining me for Boundaries Part 2. If this encouraged you, share it with someone who's learning to create healthy boundaries. Like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, guard your heart, protect your peace, and walk in freedom. God bless. Let's elevate higher.